Hey guys, it's Quickly again with another video, and this time I've got the GT-08 smartwatch up for a review because I've been using this for about a week, and here are my thoughts on it, so stay tuned for that. So guys, GT-08. Now if you have seen my unboxing and first look video of the GT-08, you know I have got a smartwatch for rent because my friend bought this one out of AliExpress. So that is a Chinese site. Now what is the GT-08? In all essence, this is a smartwatch because it has functionality to link with your smartphone and provide as a notification center, and basically even it has a SIM card slot and a memory card slot so that you can use this as a standalone smartphone. So that is the basic gist of it. Now there are other smartwatches available in the market, most of which are Android Wear, Tizen, or some proprietary OS. Now this was one of those proprietary OS based smartwatches. My experience with the Android Wear smartwatches is, to be honest, kind of slim. I have used a Moto 360 first generation, which another friend of mine bought, and I have used it for 2 days, I guess, and it was okay. I didn't find it particularly interesting, but still the prospect of an Android watch where you can have notification on your wrist without taking up your phone is very interesting to me. So I was quite interested and quite had a lot of expectations out of it. So fair warning, this did not meet my expectations in most of the ways. This watch is available online for dirt cheap prices as far as watches go, let alone smartwatches. This was available for him who bought this one for 700 rupees, which is amazing if you ask me, because normal watches start anywhere. I mean, good watches which are going to last with you start at around 500, 700, about the same range, and can go up to a lot of money. Now personally, I have a Casio G-Shock, which I use for my daily work, and also I have got a Patek Philippe watch, which is my dress watch, which I use occasionally whenever there is. It's a mechanical watch that costs a lot, and the Casio one, it costs me about 4,000 something rupees. The other watches which I used to have was about 1,500, Fast Track and all that brands which are there available. Now this one, what is this? Now this doesn't have a brand. This is a no brand neat design, so you don't have that. Let's get to the outside of it. So you can see this is the watch itself. So this is the body of it. I'm pretty sure this is not metal because I don't feel this is metal. Any information you get on the internet about this watch GT-08 is probably different for different watches, because GT-08 is a generic name for this watch. There are a lot of other watches with even with 2 buttons, some with the flap on this side, and all that is available. Let's get to the outside of it. You can see there is the well, I believe I'm just gonna say this is aluminum. I'm pretty sure this is not metal, but it is kind of cold to the touch in the morning, so I'm not entirely sure if it is metal. Anyways, you do have a lug design. I mean, the lugs are permanently stitched to the body, so you can't be changing that. My unit has a small issue here where you can see that the flap of the strap mechanism which joins the watch is sort of coming out on this side, which is the upper left side. So that is something there. I believe that is a particular issue with my unit. Not all the products are going to have that, so that is something which you need to keep in mind. Well, visually this seems quite a lot like the Apple's iWatch. So you do have the iWatch systems. I mean, you have the crown design, which is basically iWatch. You have this the curved display, curved body of it, which is basically iWatch. So you do have that. Even the strap design is primarily what I would say iWatch, or even Fitbit. If you have used Fitbit, another friend of mine uses a Fitbit, and he has the same design. So yeah, overall the design is nothing to be crazed about, but it's adequate. Honestly, if you put on your watch and the strap mechanism does hold on quite well, it doesn't allow it to go away. So that is something which I like. I mean, it's a sad thing that you cannot change the strap on it, but it's okay, it can work out pretty well. Now the software of it is not Android Wear. Obviously you can't be getting 700 rupees and Android Wear, but it is a proprietary software which is available for these smartwatches. There are a lot of variations, and even in the GT-08 there are a lot of variations with the chipset, with the memory configuration and all that. This is a MediaTek processor based option. I have no idea what processor it is to the exact name. I know this is MediaTek because there are online forums where all the GT-08s are MediaTek. Even the other cheaper smartwatches are MediaTek, so you will have that. I have no idea what the RAM of it is. Probably in the low hundreds, maybe 128, maybe 64, not entirely sure. This isn't particularly fast. It takes up notification as soon as you receive it, but honestly there is a delay about it, and when navigating through the OS you will see a lot of delay. Let's get into the display stuff. Now first of all, you can see there is the time. This is the front page of it, basically the home screen, so you do have that. You can see I have connected it to my smartphone right now, and it is showing that this is connected to the smartphone, so you do have Bluetooth. Now I have a SIM card inserted in here, which is an Airtel SIM card. I am getting perfect range on it, no issues with the reception and all that, but this is decidedly Chinese. So if you have used a Chinese phone in the last 5 years, which is basically a no-name brand phone, you probably know all the settings of it. Now let's get to the applications which you get. I mean, it does have a few applications which are pretty amazing. That does work out really nicely. The first thing is the music application. Now it does say empty because I don't have anything loaded on here, but there is a BT music player. So when it connects to my phone, and this is the music which is playing right now on my phone, if you play that, the audio is going to come out of this thing. So yeah, that is how it works. So yeah, the music is playing. You can see it is quite it can get quite loud for a watch, and it is okay. This works as a Bluetooth headphone rather than just taking the cue from here and just playing that from here. That is working. That does work out. If you want to use this as a control center rather than just a portable music station, that does work out. But many times I have found that it works in a very jittery manner. It doesn't really control everything. Volume can be controlled, which you have to do with the phone rather than the smartwatch, because there are no volume rockers, and as far as I can see, there's only this dial which you can click to have the volume controlled. But that does have its own issues where it doesn't really work all the time. Now it does have a memo notification application for which you have to enable the Bluetooth connectivity. You can record the memos here, and that works well, and this is one of the features which I've been using quite a lot. I'll play back it, and you can see the feature which I've been using quite a lot. Now I do go to college, and that is the volume you get with the smartwatch with memo. This is a microphone, by the way, so that you understand. And this is the speaker, which is a small one but quite loud. Now it does have internet browsing, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter, for which you need the inbuilt SIM card, which have you inserted in the phone or the watch to have a data connection, which I personally find stupid, because if you're tethering to your phone, you need that. So yeah, that is just not going to work. Now, it does have a gallery application where you can see the stuff which is in your memory card. So that is something there which you can use, and it does work out pretty well. It does have a calendar, which is just a calendar. You can just see the dates, nothing else. You cannot put up any well, you cannot put up any appointments or notifications in the calendar, so that is kind of a dud. Calculator, again, calculator is one of the other feature which I've been using quite a lot. If you know older 80s style calculator watches, which were all the craze at the time, this is pretty amazing for that. I mean, I have been using that calculator watch because I was a dork and a nerd at the time, and I really wish to have a calculator on my wrist, and this can fulfill that in a more modern, tasteful way. Now, in the options here, you can actually enable you can enable what all stuff you see here. Now, these are the numbers which I've been making calls from here on my phone. So you can see the stuff which is there, so you can even make a call directly. I got a missed call from this number, so I will just call them through Bluetooth, and that does work out pretty well. I mean, if I call there and select Bluetooth call, it's going to initiate a call on here, and that does work out. Now, that is the way I see a lot of people using this, and you can use the microphone on here and the speaker here for a call. I have used it, and in a quiet environment where there are no one and you are willing to use your loudspeaker for your calls, it works pretty well. It's nothing special, and it is okay for most people. I would have liked to have an option to use both headphones and this thing. Now, it does have a camera, which is a front-facing camera, and you can see my face is now on here. And well, yeah, the camera is abysmal. It is a 0.2 megapixel camera, which is just not going to do any justice to you. So if you have a bright light source, the camera quality might be a bit better, but honestly, it's just not going to be of any use for most people. I'm using an application called MediaTek Smart Device, and it has been working pretty well for me. So this is the application which I'm using, which is called a MediaTek Smart Device. I have it connected to my device right now, and it works pretty well as you would expect a device like this to work. The next page gives you connectivity options. So these are the stuff which is basically there for all the connectivity stuff. So I have connected my device to smartphone, and it does work out. Let's get started with the notification center. Now, this is a notification center, and it will mirror everything which is here. So yeah, that is something which is available, and you can do that on the fly. So that is pretty amazing. Right now it is showing this one. This one I just cleared from the memory of this device, and there's no way you can get that back. So problem number one. Once you clear an option, you cannot get it back. Now, other one, there is a search option for your phone. So if you are clicking this one, it will look for your phone and ring your phone. So that does work out sometimes. Again, this time this was not able to find your phone because, yeah, that issues. Anti-lost, again, if your phone is somewhere else and it loses connectivity, this will vibrate like hell and make a lot of noise. And that does work out every time, and that is annoying, because I will get into the why this is annoying. There is an odometer and all of these step counter, all that is available. You do need to have it started to take the info rather than just do your stuff, because if you don't start it, it won't take your info, and that is a sad thing. It does have an alarm function, which is probably one of the best features on this thing, because it does help you keep many alarms. So 6 in total. You can keep most of the alarms on this. It does have a sleep monitor which you can use. I personally don't use it. It does also have a sedentary reminder, which it will remind you that to stand up rather than just sitting on your ass. So it will vibrate and ring. You can just vibrate, or you can ring only. All that is corrected, and you can do that. It does have a Bluetooth camera module which will connect to the camera on your device, and it does work out pretty well. The only thing is it doesn't work when your phone has a lock enabled, so that is an issue which I can see. And if I can see this one right now, I am using this. If I click capture, it will capture the photo which is now there, and it will send to my smartwatch. So you can use this. But and also with the application from here, you can connect to the camera, and you will get a live display out of this rather than just relying on the camera for that. So yeah, that is something which is a mismatch of applications problem. So you can actually have that, but I have been using this application, and I've found this one to be working the best, so I'm still using this. It also has a file manager which is a rudimentary file manager where you can see your files in your SD card slot. You don't have any amount of storage for you to use on the phone. You can't even take a picture. You can't even use a you can't even store a lot of memory messages or call logs. It will delete after 10, I guess. So the inbuilt storage is just non-existent. So that is it about the features, stuff, and the things which you get with this ROM or with this watch. Now let's get into the gripes I have about this watch. I have a lot of gripes about this watch. First and foremost, the range, the Bluetooth connection you get with this device is totally abysmal. You will not go 1 hour without losing connectivity. If you have your phone in your watch or your phone in your pocket or your backpack, you will lose connectivity at least 5 times during the course of the day. And that single-handedly defeats the purpose of having a notification center on your hand for your phone. I mean, you need your phone to be in some place inaccessible. If you want your phone to be in some place inaccessible, that is why you are getting a smartwatch, to have the notification show up in here. And that is an issue which I've been facing a lot. I ride a lot on my bike, and notification in terms of map data on the smartwatch would have been amazing. It does give you that, but the connectivity is lost more time than I am using the navigation device. So whenever I have my phone in my right thigh pocket and my watch in my left hand, it just loses connectivity because the Bluetooth can't track it through human body. So that is an issue which I've been consistently having. And also the range is like 5 feet. After 5 feet, this shows Bluetooth lost and it just doesn't work. If I even keep it somewhere here, the Bluetooth connection might lose. So that is the issue which I have with the Bluetooth connection. It is really frustrating for you to lose the connection and try to connect it back to the device. Now that brings us to the second problem which I have with this device. Connecting the phone to your device once the Bluetooth connection is off is just a nightmare. It doesn't connect. The application just says Bluetooth connection failed. The phone says currently unavailable, and it takes a lot of jiggering and a lot of jittering to get it connected back to the device. It is really hard. You have to force close the MediaTek smart device application, connect with your Bluetooth option manually, and then again go and try opening up the application and try to connect it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Do the whole thing again, try it again. It might work, it might not. So connecting it back to your device is just a nightmare. Sometimes it is simple as just turning on the phone, turning on the watch. It just gets connected. Sometimes you have to go through all these hoops, ring of fires, do a handstand, balance a mug on your head and all that to get it connected, and it still won't connect. So that is the gripe I have, number 2. The other ones are decidedly minor in these regard. Another problem which I have is that the notification center, if you see, it is showing me that the MediaTek smartwatch device or smart device is connected, and that is a notification which I have on my phone. But there is no reply, there is no option to do anything else with it. It just shows you the notification. And when you have a lot of notifications from Gmail or WhatsApp, it just clubs it all together as it is shown on the smartphone. And it just sends you that you have 3 messages from WhatsApp from 2 different chats. And that is it. I cannot see who the chat is from. I cannot see what the message is. And that is just it. Even Gmail, you can't see what you have. It just says you have a new message or you have a new mail, which might be important, whatever it is. I can't see from who it is. I can't see what they have sent me. I cannot see anything, and I can't reply to it. I can't open it on my phone, which is an Android Wear feature. I can't select it to remind me later or anything like that. There is no option. It just shows you the notification. And if I just after I see here, if I get a notification and if I click view, it is lost forever. I cannot see it even in this one. If I just delete it or empty it, it is lost forever. I cannot get it back. I have to take out my phone again to see what is the notification. So that again defeats the purpose of having a notification center on your wrist. Other ones are that you cannot change the ringtone, you cannot change the vibration intensity. These are all stuff which I feel should have been incorporated into a smart device. And yeah, that is the issues which I have with this device. So I believe that should be the things which I want to say about this smartwatch. In my opinion, this is not a smartwatch, this is a smart toy for all things considered. And I do not want to use this anymore. Kudos to the friend who bought this thinking this would be a Android Wear device or really smart device. I'm pretty sure he will be having most of the issues. I have already instructed him on how to have a better range and all that. There is a forum online, XGA forums, Android Central, all that has forums where there are custom softwares or custom firmwares available for GT-08. I guess that should be it about the video then. In conclusion, this device actually disappointed me. I had quite a bit of expectations. I mean, I had at least some expectations. I know it is a 700 rupee device, which is what, $10, $15. I shouldn't have too much expectations out of a $15 product to be the end all device for me. But some of the basic stuff, at least connectivity stuff, it's just frustrating to use this device more than just, well, throw it away in the corner and just not use it. So that would be a better option, at least for me, where I don't want to use this because it is frustrating when I use it, when I lose connectivity, and I'm just having this thing to charge every day. Again, I forgot about one thing, the battery life. The battery life, at most what I'd received is, what was that? 3 hours and 15 minutes. That was what I counted. I got battery life for 3 hours and 15 minutes, and that is the maximum battery life which I received with this device. You might be charging it multiple times throughout the day, but if you just have it in the notification menu and you're not working stuff on here every time, it should last for one day if you have if you're just going to do notification stuff with this. If you're going to play music and all that, 3 hours is maximum. So I guess that much is it about the device then. In conclusion, again, I want to say that this is a cheap device, and it shows in performance, it shows in connectivity, it shows in convenience. And if you are using, or if you are getting a smartwatch, you probably are looking for convenience rather than just making a statement. If you want to make a statement with a smartwatch, and if none of your friends have a smartwatch, yeah, go ahead. You can just drop 700 rupees, which you might not be using all that often. But again, money is money. It's important. It's precious. Do not buy this thinking that this will make your life easier. Instead, this does make you bang your head against the wall whenever it loses connectivity and you cannot connect it back to your device. Another gripe I have is that the motion sensor in here, or whatever there is, it doesn't have gesture on for the display. You have to click the display to have the time show up. Again, problem with the usage experience, problem with convenience, and that is something which I think is one of the problems with these devices. The smartwatch needs to be a watch first, and that is straight from Linus Sebastian of Linus Tech Tips. A smartwatch needs to be a watch first, then do all the stuff which is there. Clicking this will give me the time, and it does give me the time which is on my phone. That is cool. But when I have this device mounted on my wrist and I just want to look at the time, I just cannot. It just doesn't show anything. I have to click it, which is a deliberate action which I want to have. And yeah, I cannot do that. Most of the time when I look at the time when I'm here, I don't want people to see I'm watching the time because it might be a boring conversation or anything like that. So yeah, that is just another issue which I have with this device. So hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.